shots up better in style. I should think about pride. I do. Things get better with time. Yet souls never undie. It's a haiku. These thoughts never can die. These tears never gonna dry when I lose you. Some hearts double inside. Your short head grow inch line with the Grinch do. I don't have time cause the race do. Factor in lives that are bare fruit. On the way up, slugfest. Some say no fair times.
Welcome back to the Monday Evening Football Daily Show. Obviously today, October 20th. You know, little October 20th. And we got some football for you today, obviously. Let's talk about the NFL and what's going on in the NFL. Things like that. We're going to get into it. You know, I got my coffee. I'm ready to rock. We got a little Thursday night football as well. Going to be going out with the fiance tonight. Going to have some wings probably, some beer, all that good stuff. It's going to be a nice little day. And hopefully, you know, there's a, chance of good football. I think probably about 40%. But we'll get into why that is. Got the puppy mugs. Puppy mug today. We out here. So, let's get into it. Let's get into a little bit today. Excited to be here. Thank you all for tuning in. Obviously, the month of October, we are raising awareness for breast cancer. Breast cancer, okay? So, we got the Colleens cookies. If you're interested in those, we're going to be talking about those a little bit later as well, because if you're watching on TikTok, you're not going to be able to see the full theatric experience, unfortunately. Head on over to Monday Evening Football on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook if you're friends with me. But because we got Colleens cookies, and I know the original video that we made for Colleens cookies and breast cancer awareness was great, but it does seem like we are going to have to make another video, and I will show you why later on in the show. But that's only if you're over on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or you're my Facebook friend. So just want to let you know we got that coming. But guys, Taylor Heinicke, he's getting the start for the Commanders this Sunday against the Packers. Says he feels he's prepared to make his return as a starter. Feels a little more comfortable, obviously, with Carson Wentz going down, being out. Heinicke's going to get a shot here. Kid's going to get a shot to get back in the league. Obviously, his first year in, played that Week 16 game, and that playoff game kind of lit it up there. Then, struggled last season, so Ron Rivera goes and brings in Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz obviously hasn't really been the answer. Now you got Taylor Heinicke getting ready to unfortunately take it to the Packers, and obviously we know I'm a Packers fan here, so we hope that is not the case. But he is getting his start, feels confident, feels a little more relaxed, probably coming in. Actually, the experience of him sitting behind Carson and getting to see him prepare probably did help him out. He probably does have less stress because, the owner's a douchebag for the Commanders, and Carson Wentz was pretty bad, so he probably realizes, you know what, I probably can't be as bad as that guy. But that's neither here nor there. I know they interviewed Terry McLaurin. He said his ability to extend plays is big for us. Also, his heart that he plays with, you never really know what you're going to get. And sometimes that can be a difference maker when you're on the football field. So that'll be a fun Commanders-Packers game. But I'm going to need the Packers to pull that one out in a dominating fashion. And that's just solely for my mental health alone. That's really what that is about. But speaking of health, mental or physical, Tua and Dak getting ready to return after their injuries. Obviously, Tua, just getting his brain turned into mush for a little while there. He did come out and say in an interview this, past, 2 days ago, maybe a day ago, that his head, or he did lose consciousness after his hit, and then he did regain it later on in the ambulance. But that's a scary thing when you're talking about head injuries. And if he's kind of able to put it on autopilot with a head injury, it's going to make these things more tough, and it's going to be a big challenge for the NFL. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a challenge for the NFL to get these head injuries. It's going to be just as hard as reffing to see what head injury is very serious and what's not. So you might see a lot more guys getting held out for the safety of the player and not being allowed to go back into the game if they're, suspicion of a head injury. So just something to keep a note. But Tua's been back throwing the ball, feeling good, ready to get back. He's still trying to be a cheerleader, leader in the locker room as he's not on the field. But he says he can only do so much as a guy not on the field. So, and it's the competitive dog in him. It's that dog in him that he's really trying to wants to get back out on the field. And it does look like this week he is going to get his opportunity alongside Dak Prescott, who been practicing this week, has no injury designation, I believe. Oh, what do I think of picking up Deshaun Jackson? I don't think he'll be good for like 1 or 2 plays, which would be great for the Ravens. But I think that's about it. I think the Ravens got him, right? But I don't think he's going to make much of an impact. But that's about it. But yeah, back to the original program. But I love the interaction. No, we'll get to those guys, blah, 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 blah. All that. But I got to get through these news stories because that's what we do here. But check out Monday Evening Football. That's where you guys want to follow and like so I can go live on that. We're building a brand here. We're doing something amazing. You guys don't even know, but you will. And you're the first to know, actually. So, Dak's, his thumb. He's been throwing in front of Jerry Jones, and he's been able to fucking spin that ball. He spin that ball pretty good, Jerry Jones said. So, he's got that spin back on that ball. He's allowing that boy to go. Obviously excited to have Dak back. They said they were talking about the quarterback controversy with Cooper Rush, and if there was one, and Jerry Jones is like, no, there's not. But obviously he did say he would like a quarterback controversy. But then he said, that's just in relation to us winning a couple games and staying in this thing, which they did. And now Dak can come in, take the reins, and if he plays well, all is forgotten. All is forgotten, and, the Cowboys move on, and they're good. They're a good football team. But if he doesn't play well, now we might have a quarterback controversy that we need to talk about. So, I ask you, is he going to play well or not? That is the question. But the Cowboys are moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, Davante Adams ready to move on. Focus on the Texans. My past is my past. Missteps, whatever. I'll pay the fines, do what I got to do. But we're moving on. We're focused on the Texans. We're ready to dominate. He's like, we got a damn good football team, and I really don't want to hear about me shoving this guy anymore. It's a growing opportunity for me. I learned from it, but I'm really trying to grow with these guys on the field and be more of a winning football team than a winning person. So that's the type of thing you got to do. As Davante Adams gets ready for the Texans. He's ready to go for 300 yards, 4+ tutters, and that's just what it is. But okay, so if you're on TikTok, you're going to miss this opportunity because we only have the capabilities of doing this on, our other channels here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook if you're friends with me. And that is Russell Wilson. He might be all the way back. I know a lot of people were hating on him these past 2 weeks, but he might be all the way back. And let me just get this going here. Let's take a look at this magic. All right, for the first time, seeing it here on Monday Evening Football is DangerRuss Wilson. It's a new Subway commercial. It's pretty nice.
Here are all the dangerous ways. Danger which. I call this one the fork and knife.
Fork and knife.
I call this one the blindfold. Big bite. The drop it low. The left-handed. The wielding. The upside down. Here comes the airplane. And the most dangerous of all, the pepper. Here are all the
Bro, I gotta say, this man, he's an icon. DangerRuss Wilson, baby. Leaning in hard to what everyone says he is. And to be honest, I think Russell Wilson is probably... quiet quitting the NFL, which is the new trend that's going around. You know, not really telling anyone. And he's just like, I'm just going to embrace my, my personality, my charisma. And you know what? So what if you got to talk to my manager? If you need to talk with me, I'm just doing my thing. Russ time, I'm on Russ time, okay? That's all I'm saying. So, that being said, Russell Wilson's the man, and now I got to make a new Colleens cookie commercial because obviously that was gold, and I'm just going to ride that little pony's back. And we're going to sell some cookies, and we're going to raise awareness for breast cancer. But, speaking of raising awareness for breast cancer or all cancers, we do have the Thursday night football game here tonight between the Saints and the Cardinals. We're getting our first look at DeAndre Hopkins and what he can bring to the table, okay? And not only that, we're getting a look at the Saints that are also not a very, powerhouse of a football team that we're normally used to seeing. Both teams 2-4. Kyler Murray not being able to figure it out. I know that one quarterback coach that's on Pat McAfee every now and then, he rips Kyler Murray apart, says he's just not a good quarterback. We'll see if DeAndre Hopkins helps. We obviously know Hollywood Brown's not going to be in the game, but they did just trade for Robbie Anderson. So, I don't know what type of team the Cardinals are going to look like, but in that same breath, I don't know what type of team the Saints are going to look like because they have a lot of guys out. Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Adam Trotman, Andres Pete. And so, they got some guys. Haven't heard who the starter's going to be, whether it's Jameis, 2 wrists, 2 ankles, or is it going to be Andy Dalton? And what is Taysom Hill's role going to be in the game? We don't know that either. So, those are a couple of things we got to grapple with in this game. So, obviously, Marquise Brown going to be out for the Cardinals. It's a tough one. I'm rooting for good, high-scoring football this game, not too much defense. To be honest, I don't know if we're going to get it. But, man, what's the over-under set at here? Caesar's total. Let's go total. Over-under set at 43. I'm going to be honest. If I'm going to give you a lock for this game, it's going to be that over is banging, okay? The over is going to hit. That's the lock for the Saints-Cardinals game. Anything else, I could give you a 3-leg anytime touchdown parlay, but it's probably not going to hit. I'm just being honest. But I can give you the anytime touchdown parlay, but it's just probably not going to hit. DeAndre Hopkins, put him in. Okay? Taysom Hill, yeah, let's get one. Ooh. Kyler Murray, yep, that would be the 3 anytime touchdown parlay if you want to bet along. But I may not be betting on this game. Just full disclosure. All right, we got one last piece of business here before we get out of here. We cut it loose, and that is, where is the great Odell landing? Because Twitter has been starting to ramp up the past couple of days, which is not too exciting because obviously the Packers haven't been named that they're signing Odell, but the Chiefs' name I've seen come up a ton. I've seen the Vikings' name come up a ton, but I haven't seen the Packers' name come up a ton. So, I don't know. Where do you want to see Odell Beckham land? Because I need him to land in Green Bay, but obviously the Vikings would make sense because they play in a dome. I mean, not that I don't think Odell really cares about that, but I mean, nice up in those Minnesota Winners. And they're a contender. So I think he's still waiting and watching. Me, personally, as a Packers fan, I just hope that he keeps recovering. from his injury, never gets hurt again, and really just kind of goes where his heart, desires. But it would be nice. It would be nice if that was with the Packers. I'll be honest. It would be nice. But I want to know where you think Odell is going to land. And, hey, that's our show for October 20th. That's our Monday Evening Football Daily Show. Hopefully you grabbed a little tidbit out of this. Learned something new. Had fun. Had me fun watching me just stand in the pocket here and just talk sports news. Or hopefully you maybe got a little more aware of maybe some things that are going on around the world, such as breast cancer. And now that this is the awareness month, and we're bringing the awareness. So, I hope you have a great rest of your day. We out. We will see you back tomorrow for our Scotty O's 12-leg football Sunday parlay for you guys. We do it for you. All right. Thank you. Love you.